Testing the forgiveness already. Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to do something I did the other day but with another brand. So I'm going to take you through the full range of Ping irons and discuss the differences between them and see if any of them can hold any more value for you when you next get fitted. Let's get started. So we're going to start with the G710. So this is built for max distance, extreme forgiveness and a high trajectory. Oh, testing the forgiveness already. Super loud noise off the face. But I could say it's certainly going high. It's pretty effortless, like I'm not even swinging hard at that and it's travelling over 170, no problem at all. I certainly believe the distance promise it gives, and with a few of those missed strikes I'm certainly believing that it's very forgiving. Main takeaway from that is it's loud. Okay, so next in the range is the G410. This is Ping's flagship model, like it's been their flagship model for nearly 2 years. So it is getting replaced with the G425 this year in a few months, but we should see the same sort of things from it. So this is aimed at game improvement and again maxing out on forgiveness. So first difference is it's a satin finish rather than a black finish, and the other difference is it's slightly less offset, slightly less chunky, and the sole is that little bit thinner. So let's give it a hit. Still pretty loud, very different feel though, certainly a much softer feel off the face, but I wouldn't describe it as soft, it's just a little bit softer than the G710. Got no problem getting up in the air. It does feel lovely off the face. It's got the dampeners in the back of the head in the cavity to kind of really try and promote that slightly softer feel, and you can feel that doing its job. That's very solid iron. Let's go one more. Slightly off centre that one, but still doing decent. Certainly forgiving, certainly high launch. I think with the less offset and a slightly thinner sole, they're moving it slightly from complete beginner looking for distance to a little bit more game improver, kind of high teen to 20 kind of handicap golfer. So next in the line is an interesting one. It's the i500. This looks like a blade, but is actually a hollow design. What they've done is they've created like a power blade. So it's like the hollow design gives it very forgiving qualities, but looks wise when you put them in the bag, someone would mistake them for a blade, no problem at all. They do come with a forged face, which is going to help promote a little bit softer feel. And again, the lines the club create down by the ball, a little bit thinner top line, much thinner sole, and a much sharper leading edge. So these are kind of aimed at a slightly better player, kind of mid to low teen handicapper, still a little bit of forgiveness there. Let's give it a go. So I'm expecting a little lower flight off these than the G410 and the G710. Oh, that's not a good swing. Done quite well considering how bad a strike it was. Again, definitely a louder noise, like it feels and sounds like the G710. Much louder. I think that's that hollow design. Really loud. No problem getting up in the air. It's not really giving me any kind of better feel. It still feels quite firm, quite solid, very distance iron-esque. No doubt it's going well though. It feels nice off face, feels powerful, certainly gets up in the air, no problem. Decent club, I just don't know if there's enough difference in the performance of that compared to the G410. Feels harder and it sounds louder. So next up we have the i210. This is very much a better player's kind of iron. It's got a slight cavity to it with a bit of weighting at the bottom, but it's very much a club that's been used on tour by a lot of their pros. Perfect kind of blend between playability and kind of versatility and forgiveness. So let's see how these get on. Down by the ball, very much thinner looking club, less offset, thinner top line. Much softer feel off the face. Certainly got up in the air, no problem. Big high launch. It's got a lovely feel, like much softer. There's that tungsten weight in the back of the head to try and help with that, dampens the feel through to the hands. It's also like going to help get that ball up in the air maybe a little bit more than some other better players' clubs. So say it seems to me like it's dropped a little bit of distance, certainly launching high, as high if not higher than the other clubs so far. Not my best strike there. So even though these are better players, they certainly don't need any encouragement to get up in the air. But the feel of the face is absolutely lovely. It's got a slight spring but a softness to it. Last but by no means least is the iBlade. So as the name suggests, it's their most bladed club other than the Blueprint, which we haven't got, whereas the iBlade's got a little bit more kind of help built into it. So it's kind of like a thinner, smaller version of the i210. Much thinner sole, much thinner top line to it, little to no offset. Let's see how they go. Yeah, a bit like the i210, the trade-off for the distance to feel is quite a lot. So the ball's still getting up in the air, no problem, but it's just not going as far. For a club that's been labelled as a blade, it's certainly very forgiving. Flight-wise, it gets up really easily. Down a little bit low in the face, does quite well. Let's go one more. Okay, so now we've hit all those shots, let's have a little look at the numbers. So you can see that first of all in ball speed, across the board they're all very similar. As the G710 would suggest, it's got the fastest ball speed, it is their max distance iron, so that's not surprising. Lowest ball speed, the iBlade, again not surprising, being their least forgiving club. It's designed to be consistent but not built for distance. Launch angles, all very, very similar. Like I said, you'd expect them to maybe vary slightly more depending on the club head design, but they're all launching at around 20 to 21 degrees. The iBlade and the i210 launched quite high for the design of the club. Again, you'd have to be fitted and make sure it's working for your swing. Backspin numbers are interesting. Only the G710 and the i500 have dropped off considerably. Again, both the hollow heads designed for distance, both launching plenty high enough, but both spinning much, much lower than the others. To get fitted, make sure you've got the spin rates high enough. Higher spin goes to the iBlade, again, not surprising, it's the blade. Typically they'll spin that a little bit more because of the way they're designed. Highest distance, the G710, I could see that, it's like effortless trying to get that ball to get up in the air and go somewhere. But actually the G410 has done really well, and the i500 is kind of alongside that, just under 160. Just hitting the shots, the i210, iBlade both dropped off considerably down to 150. For feel, they were probably my favourites, but for distance they gave me the least. Overall, because of the kind of what it gives you for distance, feel, playability, the G410 for me would be in that category of the one I would probably choose, because it gives me good ball speed, good launch, plenty of backspin, and it still travels, you know, near 160 in the air. It's given me everything I would look for in an iron without many kind of downsides. So that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, I hope you found it useful. So next time you're looking at the Ping range of irons and you're going to go get fitted, you can go in there with a little bit more understanding of how each iron might behave. If you enjoyed the video, like always, please do hit the thumbs up down below. It really does help the channel and helps others find the videos you're looking for. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. You'll get alerted to every new video I post. Put down in the comments if there's anything else that you wanted me to review or look at or compare, and I will try to do so in a future video. Thanks for watching guys, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.